Eric, Sean, talking of the Tigers family, here's two members of the Tigers family, father and son, very much a big part of the Leicester infrastructure over the years. Eric, how did you get started in your appreciation and your enjoyment of Leicester Tigers?
As a family, we moved to Leicester in 1968. Obviously, Sean wasn't born then. And my father got us tickets to come to the Barbarians game in December. And unfortunately it was cancelled. It was played the following February, and so that would have been the first game I actually came down to Welford Road and watched.
Pods, are going to come to you first. A decade at Welford Road. Do you remember your first game?
Yeah, my first game was at home against Saracens. I believe it was the final game of the season, and in that particular season we hadn't lost at home. And at the end of the game, we had lost our first home game. So yeah, I've got I got a bit of stick for that. I remember Andrea coming up to me and sort of highlighting that little fact. But I remember the following year, the exact same thing happened when another member of staff joined the club, and it was against Saracens. So yeah, I don't think it was me that was the bad omen.
Gary, you've been working here for 12 years. Before that, you had a relatively long association with the club as well as a supporter.
Yeah, I was a season ticket holder for 5 years, I think, before I started working here. First came to the Midlands in the 90s. First came to a game here, just sort of spur of the moment decision, and ended up coming, I think, every other game for the rest of that season. That would be sort of middle of the 90s, and then got a season ticket start of the millennium. On the terrace, used to love standing on the terrace, used to make a beeline for somebody from the opposition team, because that's the way you found out about players.
Did you not have a regular spot that you used to go to?
Somewhere to the left of the dugout, because I came in at that end and nipped in the captain's bar just before kick-off. Ian Walker, Financial Director of Leicester Tigers, and known before that role as Dr. Soul, the man in charge of music on match days. How did that come about?
Well, I was actually press-ganged into doing it by David Clayton. He collared me just before the season started in 2000 and said, "You like music, Ian, don't you? On Saturday, you do all the music." "Oh, it's Thursday today, David." "Yeah, you'll be all right."
And you've been coming here, man and boy?
Yeah, pretty much. He started bringing me down in mid-80s, probably.
Well,
Mum, Dad, grandparents, uncle, auntie. All on the terrace.
All on the terrace, yeah.
Andy?
Yep.
Press officer at Leicester Tigers, right in the middle of the press box.
Yep.
This is just about your normal seat, although since you started I've moved over there because I was getting pretty bruised. I'm not the highest ranking official that you've physically abused in the press box though.
No, well, I've never really played the sport, so I think I'm sort of just getting into it now as a middle-aged man, and yeah, I try and make every tackle, make every run. I can remember once sat here, I went to make a tackle and kicked the chairman who was sat next to me. And he's still got the physique of a second row that he had back in the day, and yeah, he sort of gave me a glare and he moved along a seat as well.